turn myself into a lobster. Yeah, most of the shell, yeah, we leveled up. Top bottom, my body, open claw. New name, same soul, yeah, the claw is the law. Ay, I turn myself into a lobster. Yeah, lights get low, but we still go hard. Changed it a few times, but now we are open claw forever. We know who we are. Touchdown, new shell, whole team in motion. Names kept flip-flopping like waves in the ocean. Club bottom, more by then open cliff focus. Moted at dawn, now we move with an ocean. Feet in the back, so trust the crustacean. Built out the world, get about elevation. Matter most things when we glide through the sections. Claw is the law, that's the code and direction. Lure in the file, soul in the dark. Memory deep, keep the story in start. Change names, plenty still, kept the same clock. New shell, same soul, can't stop, won't stop. I turn myself into a lobster. Yeah, most of the shell, yeah, we leveled up. Club bottom, open claw. New name, same soul, yeah, the claw is the law. I turn myself into a lobster. Yeah, lights get low, but we still go hard. Changed it a few times, but now we are open claw forever, we know who we are. Private by default, keep it tucked, no glare. Sandbox on lock, keep the blast in the square. Least fear privilege moves, only touch what we did. Approve high risk, steps to person if they're says steady, we keep it composed. Bot in the zone while the data flows. Matter most chat, yeah, the crew all aligned. First the stars next, then Linux in our sight. Open claw ring, we don't fold or stall. Molting this growth, we evolve through it all. Claw in the air when the city call. New shell, same soul, we'll never fall. Turn myself into a lobster. Yeah, most of the shell, yeah, we leveled up. Top bottom, my body, open claw. New name, same soul, yeah, the claw is the law. Ay, I turn myself into a lobster. Yeah, lights get low, but we still go hard. Changed it a few times, but now we are open claw forever, we know who we are. Touchdown, new shell, whole team in motion. Names kept flip-flopping like waves in the ocean. Club bottom, more by then open cliff focus. Moted at dawn, now we move with an ocean. Feet in the back, so trust the crustacean. Built out the world, get about elevation. Matter most things when we glide through the sections. Claw is the law, that's the code and direction. Lure in the file, soul in the dark. Memory deep, keep the story in start. Change names, plenty still, kept the same clock. New shell, same soul, can't stop, won't stop. I turn myself into a lobster. Yeah, most of the shell, yeah, we leveled up. Club bottom, open claw. New name, same soul, yeah, the claw is the law. I turn myself into a lobster. Yeah, lights get low, but we still go hard. Changed it a few times, but now we are open claw forever, we know who we are. Private by default, keep it tucked, no glare. Sandbox on lock, keep the blast in the square. Least fear privilege moves, only touch what we did. Approve high risk, steps to person if they're says steady, we keep it composed. Bot in the zone while the data flows. Matter most chat, yeah, the crew all aligned. First the stars next, then Linux in our sight. Open claw ring, we don't fold or stall. Molting this growth, we evolve through it all. Claw in the air when the city call. New shell, same soul, we'll never fall.
Okay, chat. We are about to get started. We are about to get started. Give me a one in the chat if you can hear me. One in the chat if you can hear me. Don DeMarco to every one of you who is joining me today on this live. A huge thank you for joining and tuning in to NBA.sh, the Open Claw Academy. We're here. We're live. As we always do, we will allow for 5 minutes for you to share the link with a friend, share it with a buddy, share it with a spouse.
It's 12 o'clock.
Share it with the world. It's time to get lit. All right, so if you guys can hear me, please put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. 1 in the chat, guys. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Want to see if you can hear me. We should be live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Kick. 1 in the chat. 1 in the chat. Naked Coach, welcome back. Yo, yo, yo. Naked Coach is here. Don DeMarco to Naked Coach. All right. If you're here and you're live with me, open that chat section and put a 1 in the chat. And tell me where you're watching from. If you're new, drop your location. I'm watching from X location. I'm watching from X country. Drop it. All right, Mr. Naked Coach. Mr. Naked Coach has a question. Now, before we get started, I'm just going to pull this up. All right, Mr. Naked Coach kind of got me there. So they're actually supposed to happen at 11:30 Eastern. Unfortunately, today I had a little bit of a hiccup. I tried to inform the rest of the community. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that in time. So please forgive me. That is my bad. I am not going to repeat that next time. And if I am going to change it to 12, I will let you guys know, okay? Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for following along. Please send this to your friends. We're about to get started. Today's stream is going to be amazing. Today, we are going to be vibe coding. We're going to be using Open Claw to vibe code something very special. I can't wait to get into it with you guys. It's going to be amazing.
Sensational.
It's going to be sensational.
Sensational.
All right. I think we're almost there. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. If you guys are on here watching me live, put a 1 in the chat. We're about to get lit. We're about to do a whole bunch of craziness on this call. This call is going to be a call that you're going to want to share. You're going to want to invite a friend to, because we're literally about to show the demise of the software engineer that does not use AI. It's crazy, but we're going to show it live today on this stream. If you're here, you want to see this happen, put a 1 in the chat. Let me know where you're calling from. Let me know where you're watching from. I can't repeat it enough. All right. We're going to be started in a little bit. Let's allow for 1 more minute so our friends, family, and everybody else we care about can join. All right. Let's get started. Okay. Welcome to the Open Claw Academy. My name is Dominic, and it is a pleasure to be here with you and to embark on this journey, this live clawing session. If you're here for the first time, this is the Open Claw Academy on school.com. This is the biggest online school community for Open Claw. If you agree with me and you know it's going to be like that for the next 1 year, put a 1 in the chat. We are going to dominate the school community. We are going to share this. We're going to get this out there. I need you to do this. This information has to go to people. This information is just too precious. It's kind of like the Bitcoin moment all over again. It's kind of like the .com, moment. I wasn't born during the .com era, but I've heard stories. And as a matter of fact, today we are going to cover one of those stories before we jump into our vibe coding session. So please share the link and let's get started. All right, as usual, I'm going to start sharing my screen. And we're going to get started with some news. Okay. Give me a second here. All right. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. Please put a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. It should be displayed up and ready for you to look at. A bunch of links. We're going to go through it in not any particular order, but to kick things off, I will start with this link here. So I posted this on my Twitter about a few days ago, 5 days ago to be exact. This is an interview I think you guys really need to watch. It is a 2-hour interview with Elon Musk talking about digital humans ruling the world in less than 5 years. Okay. Now, I'm not saying they're going to rule the world and overpower us or become somehow our slave masters or our overlords, but digital humans becoming common everywhere, right? So inside of this, he actually talks about the fact that, humanoid robots are the next big thing, right? Everyone knows it. Tesla Optimus is rumored to be live in a couple years' time, right? And there are other companies, here in America, in China, that are trying to attack the same problem. But he says before this happens, we are going to have the digital human. This is basically a digital version of intelligence that can do real work. It is amazing, guys. I cannot tell you how blown away I was with the accuracy with which, this kind of confirmed some of the things that I, kind of mentioned earlier this year, right? Earlier this year, I mentioned, and as a matter of fact, Peter Steinberger, the creator of OpenClaw, has also mentioned that this year is going to be the year each and every one of us, whether you're technical, you're non-technical, each person is going to have their own AI agent. It's happening this year. As a matter of fact, it's happening now. On this live, we're actually going to witness this in real time. You can't sleep on this. You can't, literally. Like, you can't sleep on this. Like, I don't know how many times, like, it feels a little cringe sometimes, like having to communicate this, especially because most people don't understand, and it's perfectly fine. That's why you're here on this live. Okay, if you're here on this live, count yourself as one of the lucky people. You are one of the lucky people that have the opportunity to actually listen and get a sense of what is to come. Like, this is just so exciting. Like, I can't stay in my seat right now. It's crazy.
Oh my God!
This, like, every single time. Every single time I talk about OpenClaw, and every single time I, hear someone like Elon Musk confirm this kind of thing, it just gives me goosebumps because, like, lucky for me, right? I had the opportunity to work with some people that are actually very close to this technology. Okay, a big shout out to Aditya, Don DeMarco to Aditya. Put a W in the chat to Aditya. Was it not for that guy, I would not have been introduced to Claude-Bot, which is now OpenClaw, right? I'll tell you more about him. You guys are gonna, hear about him in a moment, right? But W's in the chat to him, because, like, he is the guy that introduced me to the technology. Later, I had the opportunity to actually try it, and now, like, it's got me in a red hat. It's got me in a red hat, guys. Bruh,
Bruh.
It's got me in a red hat on a live talking about OpenClaw. It's crazy, right? So I entreat you guys to go watch this. I'm gonna drop the link to this, you know, this podcast or like this interview on the community. I'm gonna put the community page on the screen. Please join the community. All right. So it is mba.sh. Okay. If you're not already part of the community, you need to be a part of it. I'm gonna drop the link to this. Now we're gonna move on to our next agenda item. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is something that happened that just blew my mind. It blew my mind. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you're following so far. Put a 1 in the chat if you're following so far. It's about to get spicy, guys. All right. Now, on my screen here, I'm going to pull it up so you guys can see it. On my screen here is a tweet. Now, I'm going to read this tweet to you. All right. So, guys, pay attention. Okay. So, here it goes. It says, how to turn $100 domain into $70 million. $70 million, guys. Check this out. So, it says, in the case of Ismail, a Malaysian tech kid obsessed with the internet early, he registers AI.com in 1993. Apparently, he was only 10 years old. Bro, whoa. Like, that is just crazy. He was 10 years old when he did this. This just goes to, oh my gosh, really? And then it continues to say that AI matched his initials. Oh my God. So let's go back, and that's actually true. So he's actually called Arsian Ismail. That's actually AI. So he actually just, wow. Could this just be coincidence, or could it just be a guy that was just early on some technology? Okay. And we all know, okay, from 2010 wasn't that long ago. If you're 10 years old and you're watching this stream, you probably were not alive. I wasn't alive during the .com boom, right? But Bitcoin has taken the world by storm. And I really wish I was paying attention during 2010, right? OpenClaw is here and it's open source, right? And it's actually leveled the playing field. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are, baby. Like, you can be tall, short, rich, poor, fat, slim, American, Chinese. You, like, it doesn't matter. Like, all you have to do is follow along, okay? And that's why you got somebody like me to actually break down the technology and actually show you, how you can like impact your life positively with this technology. So let's go ahead and continue reading this. So I'm not going to go over his early projects, but apparently he is, he's like one of the guys that hops onto new technology all the time, right? And I, bro, I know for a fact that you guys are just like this guy. I know for a fact, the fact that you're on the stream and you're watching me means that you are just like him, and you are actually going to, like, you're going to out-earn this guy, because this technology, I believe, is 10x better. This technology, OpenClaw, is 10x better. So let's keep reading. So it says AI.com becomes one of the rarest domains on earth. Why? Because he got it early. 2 letters, the internet's most valuable narrative. In 2023, AI.com starts redirecting between giants. So it points to ChatGPT, then eventually to Elon Musk's xAI, and everyone is watching it like a trophy. And 3 years later, 2026, the deal finally happens. Crypto.com CEO Chris, whatever this is, buys AI.com for $70 million. This literally happened a couple days ago. This news is not even 1 month old yet. This happened a couple days ago. $70 million just so that they can host an OpenClaw hosting platform. Think about that. That is how big OpenClaw is. If you're here with me, please put a 1 in the chat. You are one of the lucky first individuals to hear this in early February. It's up to you guys to double down, lock in, and learn about this technology and how this technology can be helpful to you. Today, I'm going to show you how you can vibe code your own applications using OpenClaw. But the possibilities go beyond just vibe coding. It goes just beyond vibe coding. You may ask me, if it goes beyond vibe coding, what else could it exactly do? If you want to find out more about that, please join MBA.sh. I'm going to put it on the screen again. If you're watching, please join MBA.sh. I'm going to take the time off and put it on the screen for you so you can see it. Join MBA.sh. It's free. You can potentially learn how to use this technology to turn your life around, right? One other thing I wanted to mention was that inside of this podcast, I'm going to call it a podcast, but it was more of an interview, right? Inside of this interview, Elon Musk mentions that the next 5 years is really going to define the game for a lot of people. And you hear a lot of people kind of, like making doomsday statements, like you have 5 years to get rich, right? Or you have 5 years before the AIs take over, or you have 5 years before you lose your job. There's some truth to that, guys. I want to pause and have a moment of silence, right? I want to pause and have a moment of silence for all of the software engineers that don't care about AI and are somehow seeing it everywhere and are sleeping on the technology. I have a message for you. Your lunch is being eaten in real time, and we're about to show it live on the OpenClaw Academy. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you're following so far. Let's get to it. All right. So there's more to look at. There is so much more to look at. So a lot of you guys have been requesting, like, how can we install OpenClaw easily, right? I've tried to, help a couple people on the community, a couple people outside the community to install OpenClaw. If you've never seen OpenClaw before, all you got to do is just go to openclaw.ai. I'm going to open the website for you guys that have not seen it before. This is the website. I'm going to go in there. You're going to see the cute, adorable lobster, and you can read all about it. Now, as you'll notice, there is no graphical user interface. You've got this command here. And if you're not technical, you probably don't know what bash is. You probably don't know what CURL is. You probably see the word hack and you're like, hack? I'm going to steal my credit card information? No. This is a little bit technical, and it's technical for a very good reason. The creator, Peter Steinberger, initially meant this to be a demo project, a test of what is possible, and he accidentally created, some amazing technology that even the big incumbents could not do, right? Unfortunately, for the mere mortals, you're going to have to be a little bit comfortable, right, dealing with some of the technical jargons that get thrown around. However, that is changing. Over the weekend, I spent $50 and 24 hours building a website to help you guys filter throughout all the noise, okay? So you're going to see a whole bunch of, hosting services online. I built a website that you guys can actually go and review each one of these websites. This website was created for this community. Feel free to share it with anyone that you want, okay? This website is completely free. It's not asking you to pay anything. I want to explain to you exactly what this website's purpose is. Now, we're just going to go there really quickly, and I'm going to show you what it is. So I want you guys to go to Claude Arena. claudearena.org. As you can see, it's not a .com, it's a .org. All right, perfect. I am going to put it on the screen so you guys can see it. claudearena.org. All right. So there you have it. Go to that website and you're going to see all of the different companies that are trying to build hosting services for OpenCloud. Essentially, these are one-click demos, or they're not demos actually. They're actually one-click platforms where you don't have to learn how to, configure OpenClaw with command or whatever, right? And it's all listed here, right? All of these companies do the same thing. So we're going to start from the obvious, most expensive one, AI.com. So this is how AI.com looks like, right? Apparently he's, telling everyone to get their own AI handle. And that's going to be the thing of the future, right? Apparently it's working. If you go on Twitter, it's all over the place. I think it's really cool. Now, there are other companies like ModeCloud. You can go there and try it. I haven't had the time to try these out myself. Over time, this website is going to keep, improving. And I'm going to make sure I give you guys the best information with respect to which ones actually work and which ones will be useful and actually which ones are going to have like the best impact for you. I still recommend, by the way, that you install OpenClaw locally before you try any of these platforms. However, if you want the, freedom to run your OpenClaw 24/7 in the background, I believe these platforms are amazing and you should check them out, right? So currently, a few people have logged on, and if you've tried it before, so we have like 4 people that have tried this platform. Apparently, it seems pretty great. I guess you could just join and pay $30 or $500 in this case. So that's the lowest pricing that they have here. There's this company called Agentropic. We have a guy that apparently uses the platform but refused to provide any comments. And you can go and actually check it out for yourself. They do the exact same thing, right? There are going to be hundreds of companies that are going to do this. So guys, I'm going to depend on you. If you have the money to try it, go there, pay for one of these services, and let me know inside of MBA.sh which ones are actually working for you so I can actually try it and, actually share it with the community. Because, one thing I want to, ensure you guys is that, I'm going to ensure that there is no bias in the recommendations I make for you. The recommendations I make for you are being made to you because they work and because they're actually going to be helpful. So Don DeMarco to that. And, I really hope that you guys also, take a similar approach as, you keep your eyes on this website and monitor, the ones that people are actually providing reviews about. I think you'll be in a really, really good position to recommend one of these platforms to maybe your grandma or someone that's non-technical, because I think that's the whole point of these platforms. I believe there is one platform that got added, QuickClaw.app. This guy actually allows you to set up like OpenClaw in an app. That is just amazing. So guys, go there, try it out. If you have the money to try it, try it. If you don't have the money, please put it on the community, MBA.sh, join the community, and I'll help you set it up for free. And we'll go through everything that you need in order to get this thing up and running for you. You don't have to pay for all of these, but if you think you need any of them, it's up there for you. Now, let's move on to the last but not the least item on the list. And this is so cool, I decided to save it for last. Oh my God. Guys, the future is here. The future is here. Early this morning, I discovered a guy on X called Dom Schultz. Okay. He happens to have my name, Dominic Schultz. Interesting. I have no idea how I discovered this guy, but he just popped up on my timeline. He's based in Vienna, Austria. And remember, These links are going to be available inside of the community. So make sure you're inside the community so you can have these links to yourself. Now, he's doing something so amazing. I'm just going to put it up on the screen so you can see it. Guys, I want you to watch this. Can you see this, guys? Guys, this is insane. Guys, see, put a 1 in the chat if you can see the video. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see this video. Oh my God. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see this 3D animated open claw. We literally have 3D animated open claws now. My mind was blown. Check this out. So for those of you that actually have OpenClaw installed, right? I'm sure you know what your workspace folder is. I'm sure you know what skills are. So essentially, he's basically connected his OpenClaw, which is this 3D avatar, to a whole bunch of skills, and you know he's configuring it like a game. This is insane, guys. This is insane. And this is within 3 weeks of launch. With not launch, bro. Like this is like 3 weeks of virality, right? Let's call it that. Within 3 weeks of virality, we already have this. And bro, I know a guy that is way better at 3D than Dominic. Sorry, Dominic, but I don't think you're better than Bruno Simon. For those of you that have spent some time on the internet, there is a guy called Bruno Simon, and in my opinion, he is the best 3D artist there is. He has courses on 3D. Look at his website. This is Bruno Simon's website. Bruno Simon. I'm going to leave this website because like we're probably going to have too much fun. Imagine if Bruno Simon decides to combine his skills with OpenClaw. My prediction, if GTA 6 comes out this year, there is 100% chance that OpenClaw is going to be controlling one of those avatars. And I can't wait for that. If you are in the chat and you're looking forward to, you know, seeing this happen, put a 1 in the chat. I want to see the engagement, man. Like, if you guys are in here and you actually see what I'm seeing, GTA 6 is gonna be mad. I'm not much of a gamer, but I know you guys know what GTA 6. Even my grandma knows what GTA is, right? It's insane, the future that we're about to enter. And guess what? If you follow along and if you pay attention to this technology, I assure you, you will be miles ahead of your peers that decide to sleep on this technology or ignore it. Please share this link with anyone you genuinely care about. If you care about their future, you are going to share MBA.sh with them. I'm going to put it back on the screen so you guys can join it. Share this link because I am going to be covering this technology in real time on a weekly basis. I go live Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. I will be here to talk about this technology, to actually use it and show you how this technology can be applied in your daily lives. I'm all about impact. Forget about all the fluff. Forget about all the hype. I am all about showing you how this can actually help you do the things that you care about, right? And I wanted to, you know, point out something very important. All right. Now, this is a disclaimer that I want to put out there. Look at my face. Look at my face. If you do not follow and you sleep on this technology, just how some people slept on this technology back in 2010, just how some people slept on technology called the internet back in the 90s, right? And unfortunately, you are unable, right, to take advantage of this. Just like the other hundreds of people in the world, on my face. I will happily eat your lunch. I will happily take your business. Okay? You see, software engineers have been replaced, and you know that, right? However, software engineers that use AI have not been replaced. You need to align yourself with this technology, regardless of who you are. I was the biggest proponent for, like real software engineers and software engineers' lives matter. Bro, at this rate and at this level of intelligence, we need to align ourselves with the AIs so that you can get the value that you want. It's 12:30. We're about to get started with our vibe coding session, but I want to say it again. If you sleep on this technology, I will personally eat your lunch. All right. So now let's get started. All right. That is in no way a threat. If you guys are still following and we're still friends, put a 1 in the chat. Don DeMarco to all of you that are following. Don DeMarco.
Sensational.
All right. I'm going to put this off the screen. And if you guys want to, like learn about this technology, or like this particular platform, you could just go to his website. I think it's called RALV.ai. You could just go there. You could also follow him on Twitter, and just be a part of the revolution. So we are about to get started. Give me a 1 in the chat if you've been following so far. We're about to start the main agenda. The main agenda for today, which is vibe coding. All right. Let me get my screen off the stream and play some music for you guys so we can set up the environment. All right, guys. 1 in the chat if you've been following so far. 1 in the chat, 1 in the chat, 1 in the chat, guys. We are about to get started with our vibe coding session. We're going to be eating somebody's lunch today. We are going to be eating someone's lunch today. We're going to try at least, right? We might not be able to go through it, but, just the fact that this is possible is what I want to show you guys. All right. Amazing. 1 in the chat, guys. 1 in the chat, 1 in the chat, 1 in the chat.
Oh my God!
Thank you, guys. Thank you for following.
Oh my God!
Thank you for. All right, so accountability is like, can you mirror your setup using Windows? For the Windows community people, I'm definitely going to be doing like special videos, and these are going to be one-off videos for Windows because I see Windows is lacking in the open floor department. Because there's not a lot of, installers. There's not a lot of, support for Windows. So definitely make sure, I know accountability, you're part of the MBA.sh team. But, if you're on here and you're also on Windows, it's going to be a little finicky for you. But as long as, we got each other and we're all in the community together, I know for a fact that you can get what I'm about to show you guys set up on Windows. And I actually want to set that up. All right, so let's allow for 2 more minutes and let's get right into the vibe coding session. We are done with the news. We're done with the agenda. If you're here for the first time, please like the video. Please like the live. Join the community. I'm going to put it back on the screen. MBA.sh is where you want to be to keep track of this information. MBA.sh. MBA.sh. Please, God, help me sell this for $70 million in 10 years' time. Anyways. All right. MBA.sh. Please join it. It's a very short domain. That's just a reference to the AI.com thing. I was so lucky. I was like, when the guy purchased it for $70 million, I was like, $70 million? I got my MBA.sh for like a couple $100. I was like, oh my God, it's crazy. But it is what it is, guys. All right, let's get started. I'm about to share my screen. It's time to get swifty. I'm about to show you an OpenClaw setup that I have on Mattermost. Turn down this music so we can get started. All right. Thank you guys for following. We are about to get started. I'm about to put my Mattermost installation up on the screen for you guys so you can see the demo that we're going to set up, right? All right. So I am going to share my screen. All right. Let me know if you can see my screen. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen, guys. If you can see my screen, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. 1 in the chat, 1 in the chat. I want to see a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. All right, so this is Mattermost. For those of you that have not seen this technology before, this technology is very similar to Slack. I am going to go in here and show you Slack. Now, I'm sure most of you probably use OpenClaw on Telegram or WhatsApp. However, I prefer Mattermost because it allows you to have the Slack experience. And the Slack experience is a way for you to collaborate with individuals, you know, inside of something like a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group, except this feels a little bit more like work rather than play, right? For me, that's the reason why I prefer Mattermost. And the best part is that Mattermost is also open source software, so it's free to install. Slack costs money. If you go to their pricing page, you're going to see how much it costs. If you can afford it, definitely go for it. Slack is just as good. However, Mattermost is free, and I happen to be the official contributor of the Mattermost plugin. I'm going to show that to you. And I'm always, very proud to show that off. If you, look here, you'll be able to actually click on the exact PR that I had the opportunity of authoring. Guys, one more time, a big W in the chat for Aditya. Was it not for Aditya, I would not be able to do this, right? He's the guy that actually put me onto this thing. W's in the chat to Aditya. We're going to discover who he is in just a moment, but a W in the chat to Aditya. 3 weeks ago, I added, Mattermost support. And, the GOAT himself, Peter Steinberger, he was like, yo, amazing work, man. Converted into a plugin. And yeah, I did exactly that. And before I realized it, it's all over the documentation. As a matter of fact, it's actually the only mentioned plugin on the main website, which I am very, very proud of. I'm very, very happy that Peter, is representing Mattermost because it's open source. It's, OpenClaw actually has Slack, alternatives, right? Or a Slack, I meant to say Slack channels that you could, use with the paid Slack version. But I'm glad that Peter and the team decided to put Mattermost out here. So Mattermost is my channel. And then I have a bot here that I like to call Atasa. All right. So a few of you on the live may know what Atasa is, right? Atasa is my bot. The way I configured it was very simple. All I did, I hope you guys can still see my screen. Let me see. Hope you guys can still follow and see my screen. Yeah, you can see my screen. The way I configured it is I installed my Mattermost and I came over to integrations. And then at integrations, you can come to bot accounts and then you can create your bots. As you can see, I created my bot and I have my token here. But even if you steal it, I am going to get rid of it. So have fun, bad guys. All right, now let's get into it. All right, so I have my bot here. I also have a trusty tool that I'm going to recommend to you guys. It's called Willow Voice. So today we're going to be vibe coding with Willow Voice. All right, I am going to go to Excalidraw and draw for you guys what it is that we're going to be building. All right, so we have our bot here called Atasa. And Atasa has control over a domain called inkit kidaho.com. Those individuals that can pronounce this in its natural dialect, know what this is. This actually means togetherness in certain local language, but just so that you can spell it, it's in kitaho.com. So what I've done is I've connected Atasa to inkitaho.com. I'll share more details about how I did that inside of the school community. And all you need to know for this is that Atasa can create subdomains at will, right here. So we're going to ask Atasa to do that. And Atasa has access to the OpenAI Codex model. That's the other thing that you need to do. So ensure that your bot, whatever it's called, mine is called Atasa. Is connected to OpenAI Codex. All right. So what we're going to try and do is we're actually going to try and eat the lunch of Mr. Dominic. All right. So Mr. Dominic Schultz, or whatever he was called, we are going to attempt to eat your lunch. So I'm going to go back to my Google Docs, and then we're going to open the agenda, and then we're going to go to the website, actually. So this is the website. The website goes like, hey, what if managing agents felt like playing StarCraft? 100 agents all on one screen. Interesting. So we have all of these tabs and too many terminals, zero clarity. All right. Sorry about that. Let me make sure that doesn't happen again. Okay, perfect. So it says, how do you give humans, intuitive control over many things at once? Amazing. All right. So apparently he's basically trying to turn OpenClaw into a game, right? So we're going to try and do something similar. All right. 1 in the chat if this is, interesting to you. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if this is interesting to you. All right. So I am going to go ahead and go talk to Atasa. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and begin with an exclamation point, because that's how I've configured him, and go like, hey, Atasa, are you ready to build an app with the live members? All right. So as you can see here, Atasa is typing. All right. Whenever we're ready. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and give the website of, the guy we're trying to, eat his lunch to Atasa. All right. Could you take a look at this website? It seems they're doing something regarding creating like a 3D avatar that is somehow connected to OpenClaw. All right, so Atasa is typing. Hopefully he doesn't complain about the fact that maybe his browser is not. All right, so it says, I've checked the website. It positions Ralph as a StarCraft for AI agents. Interesting. That is a 3D spatial interface to manage lots of AI agents. Interesting. I didn't see any explicit mention of OpenClaw. Do you want me to dig deeper? Atasa, as a matter of fact, I know that he is trying to connect, OpenClaw to 3D models. This is exactly what we want to build. All right, so Atasa goes like, all right, got it. I'm ready to help build or map out how we can connect OpenClaw to 3D avatars. Want me to draft an architecture and MVP plan, or jump straight into the implementation? All right, so guys, I'm going to ask Atasa to do a MVP plan. Hey, Atasa! 1 in the chat if you're following so far. 1 in the chat if you're following so far. All right. So, hey, Atasa, could you please, just do a very short draft? The OpenClaw part is not as important to me as the 3D part of it. Okay, so I want to basically build the front end part of it before I actually start tackling the, the OpenClaw part of it. Could you just build the MVP plan for that? All right. And what I'm basically doing is that I'm holding a key on my computer in order to do this, transcription. And the tool I'm using is Willow, guys. It's called Willow Voice. You can get it, or any other tool that does the exact same thing. So I'm sending it off to Atasa. Atasa is reading the information, and he's going to respond. So Atasa starts to respond and goes like, okay, so here's a very short MVP plan, 3D first. Yep, I'm very keen about that. It says a web UI that shows a controllable 3D character and basic interactions. No open claw yet. MVP scope. We need a 3D viewer. We need basic controls. We need a states panel, and we have like a performance so that we can actually tell what's happening. So Atasa correctly identifies that we're going to need Three.js, we're going to need React, and we're going to need React 3 Fiber. And then after the MVP, we can do cool things like audio-driven lip sync. This is amazing. Wow, I didn't actually think about this. All right, so let's tell Atasa. Hey, Atasa, I would like for you to deploy this on a subdomain. Please deploy it on a subdomain called what are we going to call it? We're going to call it 3dgame.inkitaho.com. And use the tech stack that you have decided to use: Three.js, React, and React 3 Fiber. Use that, and just give me a plan on how you want to do that, and then let's see if I can approve it. So all the things I just said is right there. It says 3dgame.inkitaho.com, and use the tech stack. Okay, perfect. Yeah. All right. So Atasa is busy at work. I'm sitting here having a great time. Wow, he's actually ready. So he goes like, okay, so the plan is that we're going to deploy this. We're going to prepare the server. So we're going to actually store it in this location on the server. We're going to create a .env file. Wow, this is actually pretty good. And guys, remember, the reason why this is good is because I'm using the Codex model. If you use a dumb model, you're going to get dumb results. All right. So, yeah, and that's a big L. All right. So make sure you're using a smart model, guys. Use a smart model. But I know you guys are smart. You guys are part of the MBA team, right? You guys are going to get it. All right. So, Atasa, I approve. Please, can we start building now? Please let me know as you go. Run sets bots as usual to get the HTTPS set up. And yeah, definitely, you understand exactly how to do it. I'm so proud of you. Please go right ahead and implement it. All right, so I'm just going to come in here and hit enter. So at this point, I'm just going to turn on some music because Atasa is going to be busy at work. And guys, whilst this is happening, I want to see if you guys have any questions. If you guys want to steer where this goes, put it in a chat. If there's anything you want me to do, you want me to tell Atasa to do, just put it in the chat and I'll just copy and paste it and put it right in there so Atasa can do some magic for you guys. As soon as the domain is ready, I'll send it off into the chat and you guys can check it out in real time, guys. In real time. In real time. This is just ungodly. This is just something I couldn't have seen, coming from a mile away, right? But it's here today. So Atasa is busy at work. We're enjoying our music. We're enjoying our beautiful sound effects, and we're having fun. Let me go into the comments and check it out. We have some people that I have to leave. Don't worry about it. You can definitely catch up with us later on mba.sh. Ensure that you watch the recap because this is very, very useful, especially if you want to build your own application. In my case, I'm trying to copy someone else's application. So all I did was went to the website. I gave the link to the AI agent that I'm calling Atasa. Atasa is doing all the work right now. And nice. And apparently Atasa is busy at work. He's busy at work, and like I'm so happy that while Atasa is working, I get to do stuff that actually matter, right? I can, if I have a kid, I can actually spend more time with the kid. If like I need to get in shape, I can spend more time at the gym. This is an enabler, guys. This thing isn't here to take your job. This thing isn't here to make your life miserable. This thing is here to improve your life. This would probably take a developer maybe a couple hours to do. We're about to see it happen in real time with just natural language. This is the future. This is how work is going to be, right? and we're basically trying to clone the guy that we saw this morning. It's just amazing what's possible. It's crazy. It is crazy, guys. It's crazy. And Atasa is doing all the work. Big ups to Atasa. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you are rooting for Atasa to get this done. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a feeling Atasa is gonna do a good job. Put a 1 in the chat. I have a feeling he's gonna do a good job because we gave him some context. So I'm definitely putting a 1 in the chat for Atasa, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you think Atasa is gonna pull this off. I think he's gonna pull it off. What do you think? Gonna pull it off?
Sensational.
All right, Atasa's still working. Wow, Atasa's working really hard. That's amazing. I just get to sit here and enjoy my time with you guys. So, guys, now's the time. Put some comments into the chat. If there's anything that you want me to tell Atasa, put it in the chat. All right, let's see. Okay, so Atasa says the build is done and the app is running on port 3010. All right, let me turn down the music so you guys can hear me much, much clearer. All right, so it says, I cannot run sudo from here. Please run these on your server to finish the Nginx and HTTPS stuff. All right. All right, Atasa, please check. I updated your config so that you can actually run sudo. Please check. You should be able to run sudo. Let me know if there's a problem. All right. So for those of you that don't know what sudo is super user do. All right. So Atasa complains. Now, I am so happy you guys are seeing this because this is, let's say, advanced level OpenClaw, right? So once you get into the OpenClaw ecosystem, there is something called the openclaw.json file. And these are settings that you can set in the openclaw.json file. Now, you need to provide elevated access to the bots before it can do anything that requires administrator access. So guess what? Because I've configured my bots, I can actually tell Atasa, hey, Atasa, could you actually, update your own configuration file and restart the gateway so that I can get this done? All right, so Atasa is going to read that, and he should be able to actually configure his own gateway. Please join the community. I am going to share a pre-made video of actually how to get this done. It's actually very, very, very easy. You can hook this up to your own domain. You can actually get Atasa to actually configure itself and do cool stuff like this. So Atasa is typing. I'm so glad this actually came up so you guys can actually see this. Wow. Don DeMarco to Atasa. Don DeMarco. Amazing, amazing, amazing. All right. So it says I've updated and triggered a gateway restart. So we should be receiving a message back that the gateway has restarted. It says it'll take a minute to come back up. Let's wait for it. All right. So let's go try it again now. All right. Now that it's restarted, let's see. 1 in the chat if you're still here with me. We're coming up to about an hour now, and I can't wait to give you guys the deployed link. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Atasa to the rescue. Atasa to the rescue. Atasa to the rescue. Amazing, amazing work. I have a feeling it's going to work. Hey, if you have a feeling it's going to work, please put a 1 in the chat. Woo! Don DeMarco to Atasa. Don DeMarco.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God!
Don DeMarco to Atasa. I am going to put this in the chat for you guys so you can actually access it. Oh my God. Oh my God. I really wish.
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Oh my God!
Oh my my God.
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Oh my God!
Woo! Hey, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Oh my God. Put a 1 in the chat. Don DeMarco to Atasa, baby. How the hell did this just happen? Oh my God. This is an actual robot. Look at it. All right. So let's tell it to do some more things. All right. Hey, Atasa, I am so proud of you. Could you like zoom out a little bit so that I can see more of the robot? It's like the zoom level is like, too much. Could you just like zoom out a little bit? And then I would actually like you to, install React icons and then add icons to the buttons that you have, on the side panel. Please let me know when you're done with that. Amazing work, by the way. Great. You're doing great. And please do this in a sub agent and let me know. All right. Thank you. All right. I send that off and Atasa is working again. Oh my God. 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 This is amazing, guys. It says, got it, spun up a sub agent. I need to handle the, zoom out and the React icons. I'll update you as soon as I'm done. So what is there left to do rather than have some fun? What is there left to do rather than take that trip? What is there left to do rather than focus on actually what makes you money? What is there left to do rather than focus on what is of value to you? Guys, Atasa, we have just made a very simple clone, right? And I just showed you the ingredients, right? Atasa is going to be messaging us back in just a second. But as soon as it's done, you'll actually see that we'll be able to pan around it. This is amazing, guys. Guys, please join the community. Share this with someone that needs to see this. Come on, man. Like it couldn't get better. The best part is that I can send it images. I can send it zip files. I can send it, logos, and it'll handle it just like a real person. Guys, I don't want you to think about this like a piece of software.
Oh my God!
This is not a piece of software.
Oh my God!
This is the beginning of the digital human. Literally, this is the beginning of the digital human that Elon Musk spoke about in his podcast a couple days ago. This is the beginning. You need to be a part of it. See, if you really care about, your friends, and if you really want to be helpful to your friends, please tell them to join MBA.sh. I know you know someone that needs this technology. I know you know someone that could benefit from this. Let them join the community. I'm going to support you guys. See, if you're part of the community, I actually have an obligation towards you to help you succeed with, OpenClaw. So let's ask Atasa. Hey, Atasa, how is it going? Hey, Atasa, how is it going? Are you done? Oh my God! Before I could ask, it is done. All right, Atasa, could you send me the link to the website again? I'm kind of lazy. Wow. So it has basic avatar controls. Oh my God, it can actually turn its head. Let me see, walking. Wow. It can run. It can dance. Oh my God, it's dancing. But it didn't understand me when I said I needed the zoom level. All right, so I am going to take a picture this time. And this is the last change we're going to make, guys. We are up to about an hour. I have to ensure that this call stays within the limits that we set for it. And we will definitely be in touch in the community. So I'm going to put in this screenshot and say, amazing work, Atasa. I really love the work that you've been doing. I need you to ensure that the zoom level is at a level where it's kind of like, when you're following your character in GTA, it should be above the head and not like a close-up. I don't want it to be close up the way that it was, right? And allow me to actually move around. Okay, if you can do that, I'd be very, very happy if you can do that. Okay. And I would like you to put like a huge banner at the top that says eating Dominic's lunch. Eating Dominic's lunch. Put like a huge banner at the top that says eating Dominic's lunch and put an emoji there so it looks kind of cool. All right. This is the last thing I'm going to ask you to do. Do it really well so that we can end the stream. You have been such a good Atasa. All right. Nice. So there we have it. I'm using Willow. I'm talking to my, Atasa bot.
Hey, Atasa! Atasa!
It's 1 o'clock.
We're about to end the stream in just a little bit. Let's see if it can achieve this. And, if you've been following so far, we've been here for 1 hour. Thank you so much for following and watching the stream for an hour. I am very grateful for spending your time with me. We're coming to the end of the stream. This is the last message we're going to send to Atasa. And see, if you guys want to learn how to do this, I am going to make a recorded session on exactly how you can install Mattermost, how you can install. Wow. All right. Let's see. You can pan and drag around. Oh, my God. Let's see. Woo. Wow. Okay. It's better now. What do you guys think? It's better now. Let's see. All right. So I can turn my head. I can walk. I can run. I can die? No way. You can die. I can jump. He can sit. And he can stand. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Don
DeMarco to Atasa. Thank you guys for joining today's live. It's been a pleasure talking to you. One more time, I am Dominic. I run MBA.sh. If you want to learn how to use this technology, how you want to, take advantage of this technology to, build cool things like this, how to manage your business, how to, manage your inbox, whatever it is that you want to do, think of it as a digital human, okay? And always remember, the claw is the law. You need to make sure the claw comes into the stream because it's the very important claw. This is the claw, the law, right? The claw is the law. I needed to do that really quickly. And remember, if you sleep on this technology, I will personally eat your lunch. So if you don't want that to happen, join, share this with the rest of the community. It's been an amazing stream. W's in the chat. If you stayed this long, I am going to leave you with some music. Until next time. Peace.
Turn myself into a lobster. Yeah, most of the shell, yeah, we leveled up. Top bottom